What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Draverse. Glad to be here again. And for today's episode, we will discuss Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, what to expect, the region. So with every Pokemon game, you can expect some fun puzzles and mysteries and more in the new region. You'll see a beginning town, the routes, landmarks, and many more in any region you explore in the Pokemon world. So in today's episode, we would discuss all of that and more. So let's do it. First up, you can expect the beginner town. In the beginner town, there's always a home, and sometimes the professor is also in that beginner town. In the trailer, we see a blue building, which may be the professor's home or the school, and we see the trainer running away from this building. We can expect this to be the professor's working quarters or the professor's lab. So I'm highly expecting that to be the lab, and this is probably the place where we'll get our first Pokemon. Who knows, they might change things up and it could be a school or it could be some other type of place. We don't know what to expect with this region, but it's most likely that's what that blue building is. And of course, the beginner home is where we start our adventure. There's usually just a mom, not a father, usually just one mom, and we always start out in our bedroom, and we can see that in the trailer. And we see a Switch, and we know with every Pokemon game, they always showcase that Nintendo system that we're playing the game on. So obviously with this new game, we have a Switch in the trainer's bedroom. There's always a bed, sometimes a computer, and we walk down to greet our mom and we start our Pokemon adventure. Usually there's not much else in the beginner town, but in this region, it's a beautiful climate. It's tropical. We see palm trees. We actually see laundry on a line next to the home, and it has a beautiful, like a Mediterranean type of feel. So this region has a lot to offer when it comes to everything looking really beautiful. And then off to our adventure. Now on to the routes. We don't know how this game will actually have its layouts. In traditional Pokemon games, there's usually like a linear route, not much to go off in a beaten path. Sometimes there's extra puzzles to be found, like if you use Rock Smash on an area, you might find a secret path to find a secret item or some other type of puzzle. But this game is said to be an open world game. So, like with Legends Arceus, there were kind of paths you could find, like you could use Rock Smash on a rock or some other type of mechanic, and you can find a hidden item. So I'm expecting that with this game. I don't expect a traditional route. It will be more of an open world type of setting, and we'll probably be using ride Pokemon to destroy hidden obstacles in our way to find those secret items or hidden Pokemon or hidden puzzle areas. Hopefully, if this game has that. And this game is said to have no loading screens in between the towns, the routes, or / open areas and to other parts of the game. So that would be great to see for this first open world Pokemon game, not to have a loading screen like how Legends Arceus did. So we will really have that open world feel for the first time in these types of games. And in these routes or open world areas, we see in the trailer that there'll be weather, like in Pokemon Sword and Shield. We see rain in a swampy area with a marsh. So like in Diamond and Pearl, those marsh areas were pretty hard to walk on, and we had to like circle the D-pad or our analog stick to get out of those marshy, muddy areas. So I'm expecting that with this game, it'll be hard to traverse those marshy, swampy areas. And then we also see a desert-looking area. So we didn't have a desert area for a very long time. We had one, a small one in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and we also had a desert area in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. And so it's good to see a desert savanna looking area in this game. I hope this area is pretty big to explore. Oh, I forgot there was one also in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There was a desert area in the Isle of Armor, and that was a small little area as well. So it's good to see a desert area return for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm hoping this area is a huge land to explore. I'm hoping that, there'll be sandstorms and, dunes to get out of. Maybe, who knows, an old pyramid could be there, something to explore. Of course, there we see Jorner, the rock type Pokemon from Sword and Shield, and I'm assuming we'll see, of course, other ground and rock type Pokemon as well. So I'm excited to see this kind of environment in this game. We don't know how trainers will be in these routes slash open areas. In Sword and Shield and in Legends Arceus, there weren't really trainers in these routes like how they were in traditional old school Pokemon games. So it would be nice if we had like NPCs in these areas. How would they interact in these areas? It would be great to see a trainer or NPC like catch a Pokemon in the background, actually like be a trainer. It would be great to see that, and it would be great to start a battle. Maybe we'll have to hide from these trainers somehow, maybe jump over a cliff just so that, or it'll be just great to have different experiences with trainers. So in traditional Pokemon games, to avoid a trainer, you would have to avoid their eyesight. But for my idea would be maybe you would have to, I don't know, walk around them, or maybe release your Pokemon in front of these trainers to start these battles, or maybe the trainers will throw a Pokeball at you and that's how the battle would start. It'll just be great to see a different way to have trainer battles in these routes or open areas, and I know Game Freak will have great ideas for this, and it'll be exciting to see. And also in the trailer, we see a Pokemon Center outside of the town, which is we see the Pokemon Center on the route leading up to the new town. So I'm assuming we'll see many Pokemon Centers around the routes in the open areas, and it will serve as a place for healing and resting, just like how it was in Legends Arceus with the camps. So maybe when we rest, we can have time fast forward just like Legends Arceus, and we can find Pokemon that live in the mornings and Pokemon that live at nighttime, and we could speed up time that way. And we never had that in a traditional Pokemon game. Or we'll just heal our Pokemon and go to the Pokemon Center like how we usually do. But we could definitely expect to see Pokemon Centers around the routes and the open areas, and of course in the towns as well. And that leads us to the towns. So in the Pokemon world, there's always many great towns to see, and each town has its own special aspects about them. In each town, you could always expect a gym, a Pokemon Center, a Pokemart, and in recent games, you would find a salon, a clothing store, and sometimes a trainer school and museum. So I definitely expect to see that in this game as well. So in the trailer, we see a town square, and it looks reminiscent to what we see in Spain. Spain has many town squares, and those places serve as little markets. So in a Pokemon version of this, so we might have battles there, or obviously we may have in this town square, we might be able to buy berries and items we need as trainers and all that cool stuff. And I'm excited to see what else could be done in this little square. But it's good to see NPCs walking around and acting normally, not just standing around. And hopefully these NPCs are advanced and do other things, and it's exciting to see, the technology going up a bit with these games, and have them not just stand around and do nothing. And in the town, we also see Pokemon. We see Pikachu, hopping or being happy in the town. We don't know if this is a wild Pokemon or somebody's Pokemon, but maybe we'll be able to actually catch Pokemon in these towns, which is something that was never done before. And on the Pokemon website, they do say that we can encounter Pokemon in the town, so this would be a new change. You could actually capture and battle Pokemon in the town. And with that, we probably could battle trainers in these towns too. And we see Swablu on top of, I don't know what you call those little flags, but Swablu was on those things, just standing on those, and I'm assuming those are wild Pokemon. Hopefully you could catch them, or maybe they're just there for an effect. But that was really cool to see. And this region's most amazing structure that we see, it looks like some kind of cathedral, but there's a Pokeball on there, and I'm wondering what that building actually is. I think that building will be the symbol of this region, whatever this region is called, and it will be what we remember this region to be. And each region had something memorable or its landmarks. So Kanto had the Silphco building, Johto had the 10 Towers in Ekritique City, Hoenn had the Mosty Space Center, Sinnoh had the TV station, Unova had the Sky Arrow Bridge, Kalos had the Prism Tower, Alola the shopping district, and the last games we had Galar with the Winden Stadium. So this building definitely is the landmark for this region, and I don't know what this building may be, but it's getting its inspiration from a building in Spain called the Sagrada Familia. And in our world, that building is a church, and it has beautiful halls and the ceilings up to the sky. And if we take that inspiration for what this building may be, I think it's most likely going to be a Pokemon League building, and you probably fight the Elite Four there. And you would probably have to go through each level, or you would probably have to go through an aisle and fight the Elite Four that way, and then leading up to the altar where you fight the champion. And in that building in the real world, there's like people sitting on the sides high up in the ceiling. So I'm assuming for this game it'll be great to have an audience on those podiums up on the side there, and they'll watch the battle, they'll watch the trainer fight each Elite Four member leading up to the champion. And it'll be great to have an audience in the Pokemon League, just like in Sword and Shield, but actually fight the Elite Four and have an audience in that occasion. So that'll be pretty fun. This building could also serve as some sort of library or something leading up to knowing what this region's legends will be. So maybe it'll be something about the legendary Pokemon. Maybe you'll read a legend about the legendary Pokemon in this building, and we'll find out more about that, maybe through a text or some kind of painting or something like that in this building. Or it could be some kind of building where people worship a legendary Pokemon. I think that would be cool too. Maybe, who knows, it'll be a building worshiping Arceus or something. That would be pretty cool. But each game always has a place where you can learn the lore of that region's Pokemon and legends. So this could be that building. But I'm hoping it's not just a gym like how Prism Tower was, because even though that building was memorable, you didn't have to go back to that place once you visited it. So I think it'll be better if it's a place for either where you learn about the legendary Pokemon or the Pokemon League. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I'm so excited to play this region. It looks like it's going to be so fun and beautiful to look at. Can't wait to know what the name of this new region will be. Something Spanish sounding. I don't know, Spania or Espanol, whatever. But those are my ideas of what the name could be. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos on this channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.